Hi there, I'm Chris Devine, and this is Six String World. As I'm kind of finding my way through doing this YouTube channel, I figured I'd share with you some of the music that I've been working on recently. Back in 2019, which seems so long ago, my bandmates from one of my other bands, The Goodbye Theory, we were working on some new material. And at this time, our bass player was not available. And we just kept plowing forward writing, and we were working, and we were actually making a lot of progress. We were putting together a lot of material we were very happy with, and we actually got to the point that we were recording tracks, drums, guitars, and some vocals, and even without a bassist, we were making some decent headway. But at a certain point, you do need to bring in a bass player. And we discussed one of us doing bass, but we really knew that you needed a bass player, not just a guitarist playing bass and just filling in that kind of role. And we talked about getting a couple of bassist friends to come and play on a track or two, kind of like a guest spot type of situation. But it really came down to we wanted a singular bassist for a more overall consistent style and a consistent tone that would go with the music we were working on. Now, our friend Tom was from the band Look Sharp, another Boston band, and he was interested. And it wasn't long until he could come down for a couple of practices and then a couple of sessions to do the bass parts, and worked out really well and very quickly. He brought a very unique touch to the bass parts. One thing is he plays a short scale bass, which is a little darker. It's a little less twangy. It gives you a little bit more movement. It's a lot easier usually to come up with some very interesting bass parts as opposed to being limited by the longer scale bass. It's a kind of a toss-up. Longer scale basses sometimes get a little darker and they get a little bit more on the lower end frequencies, but the short scale bass does sometimes lend itself to a little more maneuverability. And his bass lines and his bass style had a bit of a counterpoint type of situation that was more melodic based, which was very cool. So there was like melody in the bass tracks themselves as he was laying them down. So it was a whole new flavor to the music that we were kind of surprised overall, which was great, pleasantly surprised. And overall, we were very pleased with the pairing and how it came out. And that was 2019. Due to COVID and a lack of urgency, we kind of took our time finishing this. I'll be completely honest. Our singer Rob did, I would say, almost all of the heavy lifting when it comes to the mechanics and production of doing the recording. Everything from getting things together for not only organizing for the bass tracks, but mixing, mastering, adding all the other additional backing vocals, and running the sessions as well too. So it's really, a lot on his shoulders. And mixing and mastering is, if you have not experienced that on your own, to have a final product that you're very pleased with, it can be an arduous process, and sometimes it can really wear down even people that are very enthusiastic. So I always, my hat is off to people that can do mixing and mastering. It's a learned skill. We realized early on in 2020 that the situation for live music was going to be very different in a pandemic. So just rushing to get a recording done just so we could go out and gig, that's kind of the pattern bands go with. You record, get it done, get it released, and start gigging and promoting it, whether you're doing it nationally or just locally. And that wasn't happening. So it just didn't make sense to rush through the whole process. So 2020 was pretty much spent just finishing it up. And we haven't done a lot of practicing because, again, but now the recording is done and we're ready to share it with you. In the area below, I'm going to have the links so you can check out my new band. It's called Amazing Horror, and our EP is entitled Someone Else's Nightmare. Now, as of now, it's on Bandcamp for free, so just put $0 in the cost area when you do the checkout. But if you're watching this later on, you may have to pay. And I'll also have the links in the area below to the usual areas where you can download it or stream it other than Bandcamp. So you'll be able to check out the music, and right, if you're an early bird, you can get it for free, and if not, you'll be able to stream it for whatever your platform that you usually like. So I'd love to hear about, well, you, the viewer. Are you in an original band? How did you guys handle the year of COVID? Do you have plans for gigging as soon as we're given the okay? Are you recording any music to be released post-COVID? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this channel, please hit the subscribe button. And there's a bell icon as well too, so you can know when I'm putting up a new video. And if you like this video, give it the thumbs up. And if you want to share this, there's a button for that as well, so you can share it to your social media or email or text it to somebody if they're interested. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.